Everyone wants to find their purpose. They search for it like it's hidden somewhere, like it's waiting in the perfect job, the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment of clarity. They ask, what am I meant to do? What is my calling? What is my passion? But almost no one asks a more powerful question: who do I need to become? Purpose is not something you stumble upon. It is something you grow into. And growth begins with fixing yourself. Not in a self-hating way. Not in a I'm not enough way. But in an honest way. Because the truth is, many people don't lack purpose. They lack discipline. They lack direction. They lack emotional control. They lack self-awareness. And without those, purpose feels blurry. You cannot see clearly when your mind is chaotic. You cannot move forward when your habits are broken. You cannot build impact on a weak foundation. So instead of chasing purpose, start rebuilding yourself. Start with your habits. Wake up earlier. Not because it's trendy, but because discipline builds clarity. When you control your mornings, you begin to control your life. Start with your body. Exercise. Eat better. Sleep properly. Not for appearance, but for energy. A tired body creates a tired mind. And a tired mind cannot carry purpose. Start with your mind. Read. Reflect. Learn. Question your beliefs. Most people live on autopilot, repeating patterns they never examined, believing limits they never challenged. Purpose requires awareness. If you don't understand yourself, how can you understand your direction? Fix your excuses. Notice how often you delay growth, how often you blame circumstances, how often you wait for motivation. Purpose does not visit the passive. It reveals itself to the prepared. When you fix your consistency, your confidence rises. When you keep promises to yourself, self-trust grows. And self-trust changes everything. Because once you trust yourself, you start taking bigger steps. You apply. You build. You speak. You create. You lead. And in those actions, purpose begins to appear. Here's what most people misunderstand. Purpose is rarely discovered in comfort. It is discovered in responsibility. When you become reliable, opportunities trust you. When you become disciplined, progress follows you. When you become resilient, challenges shape you instead of stopping you. Fix your emotional reactions. Do you quit when criticized? Do you shut down when rejected? Do you panic when things go wrong? Purpose demands stability. It demands someone who can handle pressure, someone who can endure setbacks, someone who does not collapse under difficulty. That strength is built internally. Fix your environment. Look at who you spend time with. Look at what you consume daily. Look at what you allow into your mind. Your surroundings either strengthen you or slowly weaken you. If you are constantly distracted, you will struggle to focus on direction. If you are constantly negative, you will struggle to see possibility. You cannot expect clarity while living in chaos. Many people want a meaningful life without meaningful discipline. They want impact without improvement. They want calling without character. But purpose is attracted to preparation. Imagine two people. One is talented but undisciplined. The other is average but consistent. Over time, the disciplined one grows, learns, improves, expands, and suddenly, opportunities begin to open. Why? Because growth compounds. When you fix yourself daily, even slightly, you create momentum. And momentum creates direction. You start noticing what excites you, what drains you, what challenges you in a good way, what feels aligned. Clarity is not lightning. It is accumulation. The more you sharpen yourself, the clearer your path becomes. Stop asking, what is my purpose? And start asking, how can I improve today? Improve your communication. Improve your patience. Improve your skills. Improve your focus. Improve your work ethic. Purpose often hides behind competence. When you become skilled, people seek you. When you become dependable, people trust you. When you become valuable, doors open. And through those doors, you discover what you are capable of. Sometimes purpose is not one big mission. Sometimes it is serving well where you are, doing small things with excellence, helping consistently, showing up reliably. And as you build that reputation, your influence expands. Fix your fear. Fear of failure. fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. These fears shrink your potential. Purpose cannot grow in a small mindset. It needs courage. Courage is not loud. It is quiet action despite uncertainty. Every time you face discomfort, you expand your capacity. And expanded capacity can carry bigger responsibility. Purpose is responsibility. It is solving problems. It is adding value. It is helping others rise. But if you cannot manage your own life, how can you guide or serve others? Fix your finances. Fix your time management. Fix your priorities. These are not separate from purpose. They are preparation for it. The stronger you become internally, the clearer your external direction becomes. And here is the most powerful truth. You don't find purpose first. You become the person capable of carrying it. A weak mindset cannot hold a big vision. A distracted life cannot sustain impact. An undisciplined character cannot maintain success. So stop searching outward. Start building inward. Wake up and win the morning. Control your impulses. Finish what you start. Do hard things daily. Choose growth over comfort. As you fix yourself, you will notice something changing. You feel less lost, less anxious, less desperate for answers, because you are moving. And movement creates discovery. You try new skills. You take on new responsibilities. You explore opportunities. You meet different people. And somewhere along that journey, you realize, this feels right. Not because it was magically revealed, but because you grew into it. Purpose is not assigned. It is earned through development. The broken version of you cannot see the path clearly, but the disciplined, self-aware, resilient version can. So instead of chasing meaning, chase mastery over yourself. Instead of demanding direction, demand improvement. Instead of waiting for a sign, become stronger. And one day, without even noticing the exact moment, you will look back and realize, by fixing yourself, you found your purpose.